We are here at the rink with the Idaho Spud Kings with my buddy Paul Henderson. He's been with the Chuckers for how long?
18 years.
18 years, and how long have you been with the Spud Kings?
Since they started, so we started, first season was 2022.
2022. So tell us a little bit about when you started with the Chuckers. I mean, you've grown that and you've seen changes, but what is it that I guess that you get to do at the Chuckers?
Oh man, so when I first started in 2008, I was just going to be a normal internship, finishing college from Idaho State University, and about a month in, their food guy, this was the second year of the new stadium of Melaleuca Field, their food guy got another job, so he left, and they already had a girl that was coming to help run food and bev. So they asked me, and I said, yeah, I like to cook, why not? And, you know, I did off-season sales and then did food and beverage for 15 years.
Oh, wow.
So
That's awesome.
So that's, yeah, it's where all the grade came from. A lot of stress, but I loved it. You know, it's great to work with young kids, and I had great coworkers. They really helped me, and obviously front office staff.
That's awesome. So then with the Spud Kings, what do you do with this organization?
So most of what I do is corporate sales. I'm the executive vice president. So a lot of it's just, you know what, there's 6 of us in the office that run both as far as like the day-to-day office stuff goes. And we all kind of do the same, but just mostly corporate. Get out in the communities. You know, sometimes you have to organize things, stuff for the players, stuff for the fans. So.
Right. So what is it that you think with the fans that makes the Spud Kings who they are, so successful in this little town that's not really on the map for hockey? But how did you get that out there and make it so exciting for everyone? That's
a great question. I think, and I don't know all the answers to why it is what it is and why it is so special. You know, when we first started, the transition, because we already had all the relationships through the baseball side, was easy because they trusted us.
That's the sponsorship relationship? Is that what you're talking about?
And that's how we knew.
Business,
and we got our tickets, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Business leaders, and then you just meet people. It's a small town. Yeah. And then, you know, it's the hockey community is very passionate. So that was a big boost. And then just, you know, it's usually winters are bad, and fans were looking for something to do in the winter, and it's the best sport to watch live. Like, I mean, baseball is great too, but they're just so different. You know, it's fast.
And that's baseball's the relaxing night out.
Yes.
And hockey's a little more intense and a little more.
Yeah, you want to just go yell at some people, you know?
Yeah, that's right.
And the funny thing is, it's the women that love the sport, and a lot of times bring their husbands out. That's the So maybe they got a lot of anger, but it's great for all kids, wives, dads, whoever.
Yeah. Well, and we talked to Coach before this. A random question that hopefully will lead to more. For people who don't know, I have no clue, so maybe this isn't the right time to ask. But what's the rule on fighting in hockey?
Well, I don't know what exactly the rules are. I know the first year was like a strong no. It was a different league. We were tier 3. You know, you had 16 and 20-year-olds. And so that's like, whoa, that's a big difference.
You don't want a 20-year-old pounding on a 16-year-old.
You know, I do think they let them fight out a little bit. I don't know the exact rules, but as long as you're standing, then they usually won't stop it. But, you know, the refs try to control it the best they can.
It's incredible. Is there another sport besides actual fighting that allows fighting?
No, not really.
Not really.
No.
Roller derby, maybe?
I mean, baseball, they try to have fights, but it's not that great.
Yeah, baseball, they try to rust the pitcher sometimes, but it doesn't always. I think that's just for show.
MMA,
awesome.
They allow fighting.
Right. So this, you know, our podcast is the Success Blueprint. You're here. You work with a lot of people in the community. You're pushing this. I mean, I would say this is one of the more successful things going on in this town. And what is it that you think helps with the success of it? You know, with the people and the management of it, and what do you see behind the scenes that helps this thing going?
I think the success is all based on the fans. The fans they can't get enough, and that's a big proponent because, the more they interact on social media platforms, good and bad, depends on who you ask, but I think that is a real catalyst to the success here in Southeast Idaho and Idaho Falls. As far as like the back end of things go, we just try to lay low, support the players and all the different types of things that we are asked to do, and just try to make sure people have what they have and opportunities. We don't really want to be the forefronts. It's all about, the team and the players and the coaches. And so we just do our thing.
How do you keep something like this running?
A lot of hours. A lot of, like I said, there's 6 of us that are full-time, and we put in a lot of hours, and people have a real strong love for just sports and being involved and believing what we do, and we're lucky enough to have a great staff. I mean, a lot of these kids have been here for a few years now. Not kids, but other people.
Right.
That's awesome. So how do you find your staff? I mean, is that just, obviously you've got great people that you've kept around for a little bit and you've done a great job. And we know that's because you have the right people in the right positions. So, or a lot of it is due to that, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And so how, is that just people that you've known that you've plugged into positions, or?
It goes back to the baseball, because in baseball we rely on interns.
Okay.
And so in fact, there's 4 other people other than Kevin that were all interns. We're all interns, and usually we hire based on interns because you know what you're getting for the most part.
Yeah.
And so they were
You've
all
seen them work. Their work ethic.
They were all baseball interns, and in fact, a couple of them were 2-year interns and all hired full time. So
That's pretty awesome.
But they're from all over the place. We have one that's originally from Illinois and South Carolina and also New Orleans and Las Vegas. So
when you see them and they come in, these interns, what is it that you see in them that that they're going to be successful or not that makes you want to keep them around?
There's a lot of things. Baseball is a grind. It will beat you down. It's 6 days in a row. You're showing up at 9. You're leaving, a lot of them are leaving at midnight after the fields prep for the next day. And Monday morning comes, we're back at 9. It's the people that stay know how hard it is, but they can still have a great time because of, who we're working with makes a big difference. And if we enjoy each other's company, it makes work not seem like work.
So are these people that just originally loved sports and wanted to get into it? Like, was that you? Did you just love sports and knew you wanted to be a part of sports, or was it you loved people you worked with?
Yeah, I was graduating college in sport management, so I love sports. I was supposed to do an internship, and that kind of fell through because I graduated in December. And then my sister was living in California at the time, and I drove by this minor league ballpark that was new, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. And Melaleuca Field was just almost about to be done, and I was like, or was just done, and I was like, oh, well, that would be interesting. So I just looked for an internship, but yeah, I think everybody that is in sports have either played sports, love sports, and not necessarily the sport that we're in, but it's still fun.
So what's the biggest challenge that you guys face day to day? Or is there different challenges per season, or what are the biggest things that you struggle with?
I think managing time is the biggest challenge, especially when you are changing into seasons. You're trying to finish one and you're going into the other. It really takes a toll on, some of the other people in the office. I think that's a huge, and also part of that is you have billets and host families for both sports. And so Hunter has to manage both of that. So you're, when you have a camp and baseball players still there, that's a lot of beds you got to find. And I just watch him. I don't do anything with it. It doesn't look fun. He does a great job though.
So on the flip side, what's the most rewarding part of it?
Just the experience that you see that people have. I think that there's so many things that you see that you just enjoy seeing, just people at games that are happy and, player appearances and it's just endless. And you don't know when that's going to come. You don't know when it's going to,
The moment.
Yeah, it just happens. And it's in both sports, it's great. It's, it kind of keeps us how we are and why we do what we do. It's because it's not easy.
So I think that's pretty cool when you say that, because I've got little kiddos, and what's pretty awesome is, even going to a Chuckers game, they don't really care. They don't really care what's major league or what's just the Chuckers.
Yep.
So if they get to meet a player or they get a signed bat and the kid, the player slid into second, or hit a home run or had an awesome catch. I still have bats, in my office that it was given to me by you or Josh or, anybody. And they love it. They still talk about it. And they're like, whatever happened to that guy?
Yeah.
Whatever happened to that guy? But they don't care. It wouldn't have made a difference who it was. And so that is pretty cool. I can imagine seeing that on a more regular basis and not knowing when you're going to come across it, how neat of an experience that would be.
For sure. We approach every game as its own event. And so it's just every night's just different people. It's different groups and different experiences, good and bad. And it's all good at the end of the day. Because the bad stories, they're funny later.
They're funny. Learn
You
something
can laugh
from
and cry about them together later. But
So I was just
Go
going to
ahead.
say that break is what? How much time do you have between the two seasons? Probably just like a month or less, or
yeah. So,
I guess it depends
yeah.
on how long baseball goes. But
Yeah, so last year and then this year, so the Deneen Cup will be here. It starts on the 24th in April and ends on the 28th. And then players will report for baseball the 8th of May.
oh wow,
And then we're going with games on the 18th of May. And then we have 52 games during the summer. And Spud Kings players will start reporting, I think end of August. Camp will start probably early September and usually like second or third week of September.
Okay.
We're going. So
you guys winning it last year, did you even think that was a possibility when this started in 22?
Be honest, Paul.
I mean, it's
Of
tough.
course that was probably the goal, but
Yeah, it's always the goal, and that's all coaches, players, and the Eric Hudson, the general manager, putting together the team. I didn't even really know what the playoff scenario was for Spud Kings, but like the first year, we were on the road for the first 6 weeks because this is still being finished.
oh yeah,
And we started like 0-16. Like it was, and a lot of changes since then. And then we became competitive and learned a lot. But, I've worked in baseball that long and only have 2 championships. Yeah. So I think I've been 4 times total, 5 times maybe, but only 2 to show for. So no.
that's amazing.
It's
pretty cool.
It's amazing. It's pretty great.
Yeah, I'm sure that helps drive sales a little bit too.
Yeah.
When people know that they're a good team, and it's always more fun when there's a good team to watch, right?
Yeah. Yep. And, even if there's bad teams, we've had bad teams for baseball and fans don't care. Like they do care, but it is.
They still want to
when
support
they're
their
here,
local team.
yeah, they're ready to get rowdy. When they're at baseball, they're ready to chill out and let their kids run rabid. So
you do make baseball, it is really a fun environment for kids. Like it is just an awesome family time. Like every time I go, compared to, even a high school game, it just seems more laid back and more encouraged to just relax and more encouraged for kids to just have fun. And there's always fun things for them to do. So that's pretty awesome.
yeah, I love watching summers. Just everybody running around and all kinds of crazy stories. But we won't go into that.
Well, shoot, man. So we have some big weekends coming up with Spud Kings. So I mean, we'll kind of wrap this down for you. But what would you want the public to know, maybe that they don't know, or those who don't know about the Spud Kings? What would you want them to know?
If you're having a hard time finding tickets, always call Melaleuca Field. Plan ahead, because as the season gets into it, obviously you're at the, into February, but it's hard to get tickets. So plan ahead, and if you're having a hard time getting tickets, don't lose hope. Call the office. We can help you. We can do it on the back end. We can find tickets. I think that's the biggest thing. It's because here, we sell out every game, but some tickets go unused, and we're in year 4, so you want people to be able to experience this for the first time. It's something special. It really is.
Absolutely.
I love
you
that.
guys have done such a great job. And I think Idaho Falls needed this, right? I mean, not only the time of year, not only everything else, but it's been awesome to have Chuckers for so long, but to have this just on that flip side in the winter is just, it's awesome for people, something for people to look forward to.
Yeah, in this arena, you don't have to drive to Salt Lake anymore for concerts or Boise. Stay here, spend locally, come to a show. It's awesome.
Well,
it's a beautiful facility.
It is, and I know I've told you this, but I mean, you've really done a great job, and those running, for the concerts and the Spud Kings, and I mean, they do a great job here at, and bringing big names and things like that you used to think that you would have to drive a long ways away, and now it's like, my gosh, can you believe this person's coming to, Idaho Falls? And I mean, comedians, the biggest names are comedians, the biggest names in the music, like all of that. It's pretty awesome. So, well, anyway, man, thank you for coming on, and
appreciate you being on.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Appreciate
awesome. It's great.
See you.
Thank you.
Yeah, great to meet you.